Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, introducing Starbound, a game which has a menu music so relaxing and calming that you just can't help yourself. You just sit around in the main menu for decades, listening to the music, relaxing, maybe doing a little stretch, and not wanting to do anything more. But this is not where we are going to end this videocast. No, the purpose of my introducing series is to introduce a game to you, my dear viewers, that I deem worthy of your attention because I like it or for other reasons entirely. Starbound is a game that requires attention because it is, in my eyes, a game that thus far, even though it is still in early beta, has some signs of excellency, but we will get to that in a moment. Now, before I do anything else, I need to stress out that this is beta. It is, as you can see, the version Irradiated Koala, because hey, numbers are dull, it's better to use random names for your versions. So, whenever you see some issues, bugs, whatever, disregard those, it's early beta, and those kind of things happen. When you see a low frame rate, and you will see a low frame rate, I tested this before, then again, that's because it's beta, it has some issues with memory and stuff, so yeah, lower frame rate, it does happen, especially when you record things with fraps. I can assure you though that when I'm not recording, the frame rate is nice and stable. Now, what is Starbound, you may ask? Well, first of all, come out of your hiding, because you apparently have not used internet for the last I have no idea how long. Starbound is a game that is in very many aspects similar to Terraria. And if you don't know what Terraria is, then too bad, do your own research, because I'm too lazy to explain it to you. The Starbound has one of the Terraria developers on board that helped with the project immensely, and a couple of other people that helped this game be created. And I would say they did a pretty good job. Now, this game is like Terraria, as I said, but it does have some significant options. I mean, differences to Terraria. I don't know why I said options, honestly. And one of the main differences is that while Terraria is kind of fantasy-esque game, Starbound is definitely a sci-fi. So you are in space, you can go between planets, systems, constellations, galaxies even, and you're just having fun in those and try to progress through the game, although I have no idea what kind of endgame goal there is, even if there is any. Still, the progression itself is a goal that is good enough for the very first, I don't know how many hours, so that's good enough for me for now. Let's go into single player right now, okay? This is my character that I'm currently using. Clicking on this would load the game, and I'm going to do so, but not just yet. First of all, I want to show you the character creation in this game. As you can see, there are 6 species in this game, and you can choose from every single one of them. So there are the humans, who are doe, because those are humans. They are the avians, my personal favorites, because I just love birds! More than you can imagine, most likely. There are the apex, which are basically apes, and those are my least favorite. This is my least favorite traits because they're just so dull and dumb, even more so than the humans, honestly. And this is something, but I'm just being biased. There are the Florians, who are basically plants and who have very interesting sex icons, apparently, which actually makes perfect sense. Florians do not really care for sex. Now, then we've got the fish people, Hylotils, whatever they're supposed to be called. And they have no more sex, which is nice. And then finally we've got the Glitch, who are the robotic race who have the most hilarious sex icons I have ever seen. You can customize your avatar to a fairly ridiculous extent and change his appearance quite drastically depending on what you want, including even personality, which basically just means the way it describes the way you stand still when you're not doing anything in particular. You can also change the name and all of this basic stuff that is also very, very nice. Just in general, every race has a backstory to it. They all have different spaceships. Oh, did I mention spaceships? Yes, there are spaceships. So let's load my current campaign file and show you a spaceship, because I can. That's the sole reasoning behind my will, and I guess I should have paused the recording while loading, because I have no idea what you're seeing right now, if you're seeing anything at all, but oh, wait, there we go, the game loaded. That took a while, but then again, beta is beta, things are not quite polished just yet. So here's my character. No, I do not have breasts, I am actually playing with a male character, if you can believe this, because apparently everybody is playing with females. which I guess I understood why females would play as females, but every male person I know on the internet plays as females in Starbound. What's up with that? I don't know. Anyway, that's off topic. So here's my little cutesy guy, I really like him, and those are not breasts. As I said, this is a piece of armor. Without it, my character looks more like this, which is a much nicer way of looking at me, but let's ignore that for now. Now, the cool thing about Starbound is that it does have a quest system. So when you load in, this is what you see most likely. You are on a spaceship, you have no idea what is going on, there is a random planet below you, and that's probably all that you can tell from the start. You have very little, you don't have any equipment at the start, you have to get it out of your space chest, which is this thingy, and then you have to get it going. But the game has a nice way of directing you in the right direction. Good job, brain! Wow, that was so horrible. Anyway, by giving you quests. Now those quests, as you can see, they are fairly similar. As you can see, first of all you have to grab stuff from chests, then you have to craft some stuff, make some food and whatnot, and then you have to create a beacon. This beacon I'm pretty certain will summon a boss. I'm yet to do so, even though I have crafted this beacon quite a long time ago. I'm just too scared, to be quite entirely honest with you, and I think I have perfectly good reasons for it. This game can be quite unforgiving. It is quite hard and I like it for it. Although you can also change the difficulty level by going between planets. We'll get to that. Now, the thing that some people do not realize, which frustrates me quite a bit whenever I watch their YouTube videos, is that there is also another form of tutorial. When you click on this book, or press L on your keyboard, yes it is L indeed, you go into library. It has a number of log files that you can read. The most important one is Control Yourself, which explains all the key bindings. So, I have seen so many people who have no idea how to, for example, throw items. It's Q right there, it says it right here. There are no bindable keys as of yet, but I hope that there will be some in the future. It's hard to tell honestly, but I'm expecting them right now. So there are some basic instructions for you once you start Starbound. I highly encourage you to read those. Then there's some lore, which is very nice. It describes what you're doing in the middle of nowhere with basically no equipment, although you do have a spaceship, which is nice, I guess. And it also gives you some information about the very basis of your race, species as whole. This thing is a tech thingy, which I have no idea what it does, and also a 3D printer. Basically you pay with pixels, which are currency, to create schematics for those pixels, which is nice, but I'm yet to reach this part of the game. This is nothing special. This is just a fueling station where you put fuel, and you can use pretty much anything as fuel. Want to see a proof? Well, here we go. I've got some wood, okay. Let's just put a little bit of wood. Actually, I don't remember how to separate stacks in a more reasonable fashion. Alright, let's put 13 wood in this, and as you can see, this is actually going to give me 13 units of fuel. So as you can see, in future spaceships can use wood to power faster than light engines, which is rather neat. Now, when you sit in a cockpit, you can see a rather magnificent view. First of all, this is the planet you're orbiting and the nearby moons that you can go to. Yes, you can go to every single one of those. As you can see, the threat level indicates the difficulty of a certain planet or moon, and basically it is also directly corresponds to the difficulty of the game that you want to play on. Level 1 is fairly basic. This is where you start. Things can still kill you quite quickly if you're not careful, but other than that, it's not really a big challenge. Level 5 alright, well firstly it's actually even hard to dig over there from what I've gathered, but also things tend to kill you very quickly, and you can kill, and it is difficult for you to kill anything else. But there's more. You can go into a system view and then go between individual planets and their moons, and then you can go into galaxy view, because hey, why not? Which is a rather awesome feature indeed. I can just go over here. If I were to plot a course to this area, as you can see, it would cost me basically half of my current fuel, but I can go to this desert in the middle of nowhere. I have no problems with that. I will in fact do so at a later point in this video, but before I do that, I need to show you some more of the game itself. So let's be into my home planet. This is a planet where I build my temporary base, and the planet that I care a lot about. Now the thing is, as I said, beta is beta, and last time I quit this game, I didn't quit this on purpose, I just had a power blackout. So something saved, like my character and its inventory saved, but the planet reset. So it looks like I barely spent any time on it, but trust me, I did, that's how I got most of my items. So here we go, this is my temporary base, my shelter, I like it quite a bit. It's cozy, but it's nice inside, and I've got everything that I need in here in every game at the very least. This is your crafting bench, where you can create various stuff, and it is also a very nice crafting bench as well, because you can sort all items that you can make by their type, and you can also set for something. So for example, let's say I want to make a door, then no problem, here we go, I've got a door to make. You can also sort those things by materials available or not. Well, I felt I was speaking right there. Beds are very important because, as I noticed, some people have difficulties finding out how to heal yourself. You just make a bed, sleep in it, and this will gradually heal you. I am at full health, so I don't really care about it. The other way is to craft bandages, and now, after the patch, you can do so very easily. You just press C or press this icon right here, and you can see bandages right over here. You can make them quite easily. They only cost plant fiber, which is this thing that hangs off the ceiling of caves, and is very easy to gather as well. And you need those bandages quite a bit, trust me on this one. Now, what else I can make? Pretty much everything. I mean, if you have seen Terraria, then you can guess that the amount of stuff you can do is quite ridiculous. You can also smelt some stuff. You also have your gear. It does get damaged, just like in Minecraft, not like in Terraria. But you can also... Hold on a second, I forgot to wear my... There we go, my headgear. I look so much better now. But you can also repair your items quite easy. For example, I've got a copper pickaxe. If I just... Hold on a second. If I just unequip this copper pickaxe, where did it go? No, seriously, where did it go? Where, oh, where did I put my pickaxe? Well, this is embarrassing. I'm making a video and all of a sudden I'm missing a pickaxe. Oh wait, I put it into a smelting device. Nope, that's not good. Okay, so when you want to repair it, it's very simple. You just use some of your copper on it, and this will actually repair your weapon and or tool. And as you can see, there we go, it's actually back to full health, which is a very nice nifty feature, quite easy to use as well. You can also dye your armor, but nobody online and everywhere, anywhere, has idea how to dye anything other than walls in this game. I really want to dye my armor more blue, but trust me, I've tried everything for a very long time, and I have no idea how to dye this feather into blue. I don't love it to be blue, let's just face it. So there is that. And anything else I should mention? I mean, so far I've been talking about the most basic stuff, but there is more to this game than that. For example, the creatures that you find on planets, some of them, like this one, are definitely hostile, but because those creatures are level 1, are significantly overbuffed and I can kill them very easily. But you don't know which creatures are hostile and which are not, so you have to gradually learn that, for example, this guy over here is just a cutesy guy that is never going to harm you, but this guy is actually going to charge at you, and he's not very dangerous at all for me at this stage of the game, even though he did damage me, but it does happen. Trees go down fairly simply, you just have to use an axe, and there we go, the tree is about to fall very quickly, and it is a very satisfying sight indeed, because, well, yeah, the tree falls, which is really cool to watch. Anything else? Yeah, there is actually a code system in the game, but I'll show you to that maybe on a code planet, because right now it is too hot for me to show you the code system, because it's just not code enough. I'm trying to think if I did skip anything. Oh yeah, the very important thing, there is also an investigation tool. You can use this icon, or you can press N, and then you just select on something that you want to inspect. So for example, this thing is apparently a pine, and this thing is apparently a test fly, no, I mean the alien. Some indescribable horror. Yeah, well, for you maybe, for me those guys look absolutely cute. And I can also harvest them for meat because, hey, why not? Also apparently I failed, but that's not a problem. One hit kill and they did not give me any meat, which is rather annoying. Yes, there is food system in the game, you do need to eat every now and again. You do not see your food meter all the time, only when it is actually getting worse. So right now I'm just going to eat a bit of meat and I'm up to full on my hunger bar, which is very nice. And this is what the early game consists of. You just hunt and gather, you make your threads shatter, you dig down, and also a pro tip, if you need resources, because for example I know that a lot of people are put off by the amount of resources that you need in order to make the, how is it called? In order to make the distress beacon. As you can see, it requires 10 iron bars, a lot of silver and copper, wood planks and pixels. It's actually very easy to gather all of this if you just go deep enough. I mean, in this game, once you go deep enough, and it does take you a long time to actually reach real death on those planets, because those are big planets after all. But once you reach a certain level, there are just resources everywhere, so it should be quite easy for you to find what you're looking for. And it doesn't take a very long time as well, because something I didn't show you is a very nice feature that almost all things that mine in this game, they mine in an area of effect. So as you can see right now, I can mine things in a 3x3 square, which is very helpful and useful indeed, as you might imagine. It saves a lot of time. Also, you cannot walk over one square hills, which is also very nice indeed. There is a variety of weapons. I don't have anything magical, or rather technologically advanced just yet. I just have a simple stabby thingy. It's actually not a stabby thingy, it's a cutty thingy, but it's a very nice weapon, fairly quick, and it does penetrate armor very well. There's a ton of really nice stats that you can just dribble over. And later in the game there are some really funny weapons that, for example, a bubble sword or whatnot. You can use all of that. I just didn't get to this point in the game just yet. Now, with that in mind, I think I have shown you all that my home planet has to offer, so let's show you some intergalactic travel. Actually, not intergalactic travel, just interstellar travel, more likely. So there we go, I'm just gonna go into my cockpit. Now, I did say that I want to show you cold planet. There is no cold planet, not a single moon of mine is a cold moon, but this thing is a snow biome for level 5, so it's more or less on my level from what I noticed before. I haven't been here yet, but whatever, let's go there right now. As you can see, we'll use a bit of my fuel, not too much though, so let's just go over there. And as you can see, right now it is very laggy and choppy, unfortunately, because beta is beta, but we are about to enter FTL, and yet again, I would just like to point this out, I'm running this ship on wood! This is quite awesome indeed. So I'm preparing to jump, and there we go, I'm jumping right now, which is nice indeed. You can exit this window, by the way, and walk around the ship and do other stuff, but I just like watching it. Besides, there isn't really much to do on your ship. I mean, you can bring your equipment on the ship and build stuff on your ship. I can have an anvil over here and make more weapons on the ship instead of, you know, using a planet surface to do that. It's safer this way as well, but I don't know. It feels like that on a sci-fi ship you're not supposed to have things that are, you know, not sci-fi. It's just the gist of it. Also, I'm pretty sure that this whole FTL thingy is just a really nice way of hiding loading screen, because I noticed that right now when I'm recording, it took me a much longer time to travel to a different planet than usual. So I bet this is just a hidden loading screen, which shows you that the developers are quite smart. Yes, they are indeed, trust me on this one. Alright, so let's be into the surface of the planet, see how it is. It should have some atmosphere, it does. It's also not that cold, but as you can see, there is the cold meter on the bottom. It's not the coldest meter I have ever seen, but it's also, I'm losing temperature quite rapidly. It's a nice planet. It's kinda cold, but not too cold. And are those guys friendly or not? No, those are friendly. But this guy isn't, okay. And he jumps really high, but he shouldn't be a problem unless I cannot hit him. And it is, yeah, unfortunately my weapon is not the best against this kind of guys. But my bow is really, really nice. I did upgrade it to a metal bow, which makes me apparently miss a lot, but that's because of the choppy frame rate, because of the recording. Usually I don't miss this much, I miss some, but not this many shots. And that's the gist of it. Now this planet doesn't look too interesting, I'll be honest with you, but I have seen the other ice planet that looks just marvelous. This is a poor example, it's just ice and some grass, and get out, go away. And I'm just going to beam back to my ship, and also I was about to freeze to death. As you can see, my screen was going all white. This is when things go dire. Okay, I've seen this planet, not much to see, perhaps there was more. You have to keep in mind that many planets have random treasure hidden within that you can look for, and I'll show you an example. Let's go to this arid planet, okay? I'll just press the go button, and I'll get there relatively quickly. And I think that since there isn't much to talk about, actually maybe there is. I could just pause the recording, but maybe I should mention something else. Then again, there isn't really much to mention. I mean, I've shown you most of the things that you can watch. I mean, I can put that on my ship, which is not amusing at all, even though I'm doing so while being in FTL speed, which is kind of amusing. You can craft a variety of weapons, and you can find a variety of weapons as well. This is the starting set that I started with, which is really, really bad. You can dual wield. Oh, I almost forgot to show you that. For example, right now, I'm dual wielding a flashlight with a sword, which is very helpful at night. You can do the same thing with, for example, an axe, which is yet again very useful, because when chopping down the trees, more often than not you have some really big... Oh, you can actually destroy the ship. I didn't know that, oops. But anyway, when chopping down the trees, especially at night on your planets, then sometimes it gets a little bit difficult to, you know, chop them without being eaten alive, which is sometimes a problem. Alright. As soon as my ship is in position, I'll be able to beam to the surface of the planet and show you some of the NPC interaction. Yes, there are NPCs in this game, quite a lot of those. So far I've been relatively unlucky, because I found 2 of those, both avians. The first avian was a pretty cool guy. He's on my planet, she's on my planet rather, and I stole a lot of stuff from her and she didn't mind. But there's also an avian on this planet who I'm about to run into, and this is not a nice guy because he's got a laser or some sort of thingy. And he can kill me quite fast, as you can see. He does not like me over here. And this is not even fair. Go away, you bastard. Nobody wants you here. But I think I can hit him, actually. Yeah, so basically the thing is, I'm a heathen, apparently. And this guy wants to kill me because, yeah, I'm an atheist. And apparently those avians, they care about the god a lot. So, oh, this guy's back. That's fairly annoying. I was hoping to be able to kill him. But what are you doing here? Oh, he was actually trying to kill a bird, and oh, I might be able to kill him. This would be a wonderful end to this videocast, but also I'm dying quite quickly and I'm stuck. So I think it is going to end badly, and I died. So this is going to show you the last part of this game, dying, which shows you an adorable little respawning animation. You can skip it by pressing escape, but honestly, just look at me, I'm so cute. Anyway, I think that was quite an extensive look at Starbound. I think I have shown you everything I wanted to. I do have to apologize for the amount of clicking you have probably had in this video. There's little I can do about it, unfortunately, because of my keyboard. I could be using my backup keyboard, but honestly I could not be bothered. So there we go, thank you for watching. It was PANCZASU, the mighty Mig Spammer. In case you enjoy my video, guys, please leave a like, leave a comment. I do enjoy reading comments and they do help me out a lot. And the last by no means the least, I encourage you to follow my Twitter account as well. Why? Because sometimes, in case of emergency, I will have to communicate that I'm not going to make videos or something. And then I do this via Twitter. For example, for the past 27 hours, I had no power because of a hurricane that cut the power. Now I've got it. I mean, I got the power back a few hours ago and I used the benefits of it. But the gist of it is that when things like this happen, I can always go on Twitter with my phone and I let you know that I will be inactive. You can also talk to me via Twitter, which I like doing. So yeah, use Twitter. It's nice. Anyway, I'll stop talking now. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you online.